Big changes are coming to the housing market in 2025, not just in home prices, but the way you do real estate and act with a real estate agent. So Zillow has just released their home insights. So we want to go over those things and let you know what we find the most interesting, especially here towards the end of the video. I'm Mike Mislinski.
I'm Kelly Schuett, and today we're talking all things 2025 real estate trends and forecasts for Maryland. If you're watching national news, you're always going to get a piece of what's happening from the entire nation. Maryland tends to be a little bit different, specifically Baltimore. We are more insulated from other areas just because of the amount of turnover that we have here, because of government jobs, because being so close to DC. So what you're seeing on a national level is not always reflective of what we're seeing here in Maryland. So let's dive into what we think our biggest predictions for next year are.
So in the video, we're going to start with the home value predictions, the home sale predictions, and then towards the end, we're going to talk about exactly what we think is going to happen here in Baltimore and in Baltimore County.
So let's start with home value forecast. As you know, we have less listings than ever, and that's been a trend that we've seen for the past 2 years. That lack of inventory is going to keep home prices high. And rates have not come down as much as experts thought that they would this year. We're still expecting that they will dip into the fives at some point next year, which will mean that home prices will go back up a little bit. So we're thinking stable prices for next year, but gone are the days where people are paying way above appraised value and, 10, 15 offers on a single property. Those days are gone, but still a solid sales price on most of these listings. Expect to pay at or close to list price. That's still going to be the trend next year.
So we just had an election that is over and done with. And out of the last 11 elections, 9, we have seen transactions, home sale transactions increase. Now, you may think, whatever side you're leaning here, that there might be more transactions to come in the real estate market in 2025. However, that is actually not the case if you are a big proponent of Freddie Mac. They think that transactions are going to be down in 2025. So that being said, it is all very location specific.
So let's dive into where we're located here in Baltimore and Baltimore County. Baltimore City is interesting because there's always a plenty of inventory there. We still have tons of investors going in, renovating homes, renovating entire blocks, renovating entire neighborhoods. So there's always going to be a surplus of inventory in Baltimore City, and that availability is going to continue into next year. We don't see any reason why that would be slowing down. We think that transactions in the city should be flat unless there's a major event in the city. Otherwise, it should be flat year over year. In the county, we do think transactions will be up because we do think that some of these people who have been locked in their homes because of a low rate or because of a situation are going to start shaking out a little bit this and next year. So my prediction, if I have to rely on history, which tells us following an election, those 6 to 12 months, we see more transactions versus Freddie Mac that's saying next year we're going to see less transactions. I'm on the side of history, and I think that based on what we've been seeing here locally and just the pent-up demand starting to shake out, I think we're going to see more transactions next year.
That includes, if you just want to talk about Baltimore City, all of the development that's going on in the city. So we have the peninsula that is, currently underway.
And we have a whole video on that and a tour of that. And those are selling quickly right now, and they will continue selling over the next 4 years. So you can get in now, or you can wait and see how it builds out. But that's a really cool video if you haven't checked it out yet.
And then on the other side of the peninsula, so on the west side, they're building a whole new development over there. So all your national builders will be over there. They're going to be kind of sharing the space and building out tons of homes, most likely around 500. So a lot of development coming in and around South Baltimore.
So that's exciting. So we think transactions will be up. Call us optimists, but that's what we think, and that's what we're seeing. If you're thinking about selling next year, it's a great time always to get ahead of that by 3 to 6 months, so you have a really nice game plan and you know what you need to be doing on your side to prep for that sale.
Be sure to check out our video on prepping your home for sale so that you can get the most value out of it.
If you are not thinking about selling next year and you just like following along for real estate trends and things to say at the party that you might be at this weekend, we're always here updating you on what's going on in and around Baltimore when it comes to real estate and the neighborhoods that you guys live, work, and play in.